Air is a movie about Nike signing Michael Jordan, but the company's roots start 20 years before Jordan even entered the NBA. We cover the origin of Nike from its first shoes, where they got their name, and even getting sued by one of the biggest brands on the planet. So I have 8 questions here for Big Lane about the beginnings of Nike. So this is all the pre-Jordan stuff that we're going to be covering here. So question number 1, founded on January 25th, 1964, what was Nike's original name?
It
is not Pa.
It's Shoe Company.
No, it is not.
Oh.
Blue Ribbon Sports was the name of the company. It was founded by University of Oregon track athlete Phil Knight and his coach Bill Bowerman. Blue Ribbon Sports. Now, Bill Bowerman, question number 2, created which iconic Nike running shoe? Very early on. Still pretty popular these days. I used to wear these a lot.
It's not Cortez's, no. Yeah.
It's the Nike Cortez. Congratulations. Yeah, it's the Nike Cortez. So originally it was created in 1966. It was ultimately named the Cortez in 1968, but it didn't even really make its public debut until 1972. Now on to question number 3. What was the original name of the Cortez?
Running Shoe 01.
No, it was called the Mexico.
Aye.
So, and that's because it was from the 1968 Summer Olympics that were held in Mexico City. It was the Nike Mexico. Now, after the Olympics, they realized they needed a new name for the shoe. They wanted to call it the Aztec, but Adidas threatened to sue since they already had the Azteca Gold track shoe. So listen to this part of the story, though. So they wanted to call it the Aztec. They weren't allowed to because Adidas said no. So Nike landed on the name Cortez, which pays tribute to Hernan Cortez, the Spanish conquistador who led an expedition that caused the fall of the Aztec Empire.
Wow.
It's pretty brilliant marketing if you think about it.
Did a report on that guy in 3rd grade.
Hernan Cortez?
Yeah.
3rd grade. So that would have been pre-Mount Scott Elementary, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, see, now we're sidetracking here too much, but I still remember I did a report on Hawaii in, I think it was the 5th or 6th grade. And to this day, I still remember the state fish is the triggerfish, but the actual name is Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Apua.
Yep.
On to question number 4. What household item did Bill Bowerman destroy trying to make shoes?
A waffle maker.
Yeah! It was his wife's waffle iron. He was experimenting with the idea of using a waffle ironed rubber to create a new sole that would be lightweight and grip the ground. All right, so you are 2 for 4 at this point. I have been failing at tracking, which 2 for 4. Here's number 5. The waffle iron shoe led to what Nike shoe in 1972? Essentially, what did they end up calling that shoe?
The waffle.
It was not the waffle.
No. No idea.
The moon shoe. And it was named because the sole looked like the footprints left by astronauts on the moon. And at this point, I forgot to look this up before we did this, but over here, I'm going to write just how much you can purchase one of those vintage moon shoes for. And I don't even think there's one available right now, but they have sold at auction. So I'll put some of that information right there next to us. So you're 2 for 5. Here's number 6. Who were the first pair of Nikes made for?
It had to have been a track athlete. I don't know.
Okay, so this one's a bit of a trick question. It depends on who you ask. So the popular story is that Bowerman made the first pair of Nikes for Phil Knight, as Phil Knight was the track athlete. But University of Oregon athlete and 1960 Olympic gold athlete Otis Davis claims that they were made for him. He said, quote, "I told Tom Brokaw that I was the first. I don't care what all the billionaires say. Bill Bowerman made the first pair of shoes for me. People don't believe me. In fact, I didn't like the way they felt on my feet. There was no support and they were too tight. But I saw Bowerman made them from the waffle iron and they were mine." So it kind of depends on who you're talking to or who you're asking, because one side's saying that, it's for Phil Knight, but Otis Davis is saying that they were for him. So you're plummeting pretty quickly here. You're 2 for 6. Here's number 7. What band sued Nike for using their song Revolution in a 1987 Air Max commercial?
Gee, I wonder. But that would have to be the Beatles.
The Beatles, yes. The band said they don't, quote, endorse or peddle sneakers or pantyhose.
Oh,
I don't know what the pantyhose thing. And I said that wrong at the beginning when I was kind of talking about the stuff that we're going to be bringing up in the video. I said biggest brands. It's one of the biggest bands on the planet, if not the biggest band. All right. So there you go. You're 3 for 7. This is to go 50%, 4 for 8. Number 8, where does the slogan, "Just Do It," get its origins? There's a very specific answer, and if you give me that one, I'll give you 3 points. But there's a more kind of generic answer. For that, I'll give you 1.
Man, I don't know. It was in a commercial.
Well, yeah, that's where it ended up. But what were its origins?
All we know.
All right.
No, the origin was lost forever in time. Like, it was lost in a fire.
No. Fine, you
wrong.
finished 3 for 8 in the Nike quiz. It was a death row inmate's final words.
Oh, wow.
So Dan Wyden of advertising agency Wyden and Kennedy said the slogan, which was the focal point of a commercial in 1988, came from Gary Gilmore, who killed 2 people in Utah in 1976 as he was getting ready to be essentially put to death. Those were his final words. It was "Just do it."
Wow.
And now it's Nike, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, I just want to say we move 10 years in the future and I get all the questions right, okay?
We will be doing that.
Basketball, we go to the Jordan stuff, and I will get that.
All right, we're going to be covering all of that stuff. We'll cover the Jordan era. We'll move into, Bo Jackson, Charles Barkley, stuff like that in the 80s. And so we'll get on to that, and it reminds me of some other videos that we have coming out as well. We have Jerry the King Lawler coming out, and other trivia videos. Don't forget, 2 shorts do drop daily. Make sure you're clicking like on this one. That's probably the most important thing. If you're enjoying this content, all you got to do is click that little thumb down there, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. And if you want to know when we go live or new videos go up, just click that little bell down there as well. Bing.